In a deep forest, there lived a tiny sparrow named Luma. Every morning, she watched other birds fly in groups, singing happily together. But Luma was always alone. One winter night, a terrible storm hit the forest. The wind tore apart her little nest. Rain soaked her feathers. The cold became unbearable. Luma flew from tree to tree, crying for help. But the parrots shut their branches. The peacocks ignored her. Even the crows chased her away. Exhausted and freezing, Luma finally landed near an old broken tree stump. She looked up at the dark sky and whispered, "God, why does nobody stay with me when I need them most?" At that exact moment, she heard a weak sound. "Help, somebody." Luma looked down. Inside a puddle of mud was a tiny baby rabbit, trapped beneath a fallen branch. The rabbit was shivering even worse than her. For a second, Luma thought, "I can barely save myself." But something inside her refused to fly away. All night long, the little sparrow gathered dry leaves with her tiny beak. Again and again, through the freezing rain, she covered the rabbit to keep him warm. Then she flew across the storm, searching for help, until she finally found an old deer nearby. Together, they rescued the baby rabbit before sunrise. The next morning, the storm finally ended. The rabbit's mother came running with tears in her eyes. She looked at the tiny sparrow and said, "Yesterday you asked God why nobody came to help you." Then she smiled softly. "But don't you understand? God sent you to become hope for someone else." Luma stood there silently, and for the very first time in her life, she no longer felt alone. Sometimes God doesn't remove your struggles immediately because He is preparing you to become the miracle in someone else's life.